Hey friends, Cherie here from Cherie's Alchemy. Welcome to Vlogmas Day 23. If you want to see what I'm sharing in Vlogmas Day 23, stay tuned. Okay, friends, let's get into this. As I said in the intro, I have something a little bit different for you guys today. This is actually something that is on my 2022 sewing goals list as well. That is, I want to spend time with my vintage pattern collection. I have an enormous vintage pattern collection. I've been collecting vintage patterns, well, kind of sort of since I started sewing when I was 12, so 38 years ago, because I actually still have a lot of the patterns that I first bought when I was 12 and 13 and 14 and through high school. So that was just, collecting by nature. And I think it was around 2000, 2001, I really started getting into searching for vintage patterns when I was pregnant with my daughter. I knew that I wanted to make some clothes for her. I knew that I loved more kind of vintage and classic style children's clothes. And as soon as I found out I was having a girl, I knew I was going to make dresses, whether she liked it or not. And it turns out she loved dresses. So a lot of the things I would sew for her, I would mix and match from vintage patterns. So I would mix a bodice with a sleeve, with a skirt, and just come up with these really cute dresses for her. And then that led me into getting real vintage patterns for adults, because often they came in lots. And so the lot would contain some children's clothes, some women's clothes, some crafts, etc. And so I used to bid on and win all these lots on eBay for super cheap, but I was in search of like two patterns, two specific children's patterns I wanted. But then it would come in a lot of like 40 or 50 patterns. And, I would get them for like $6. So it was like, yeah, it's worth it. And, some of them I've donated. I used to let people take them when I had my brick and mortar shop. I would have a bin of ones that I knew I didn't want. But a lot of them I kept. And so anyway, I always have these intentions of like really digging deep into some of the really old patterns. I've sewn some. I sew a lot of this 70s style things, the 80s style things. I've sewn some sundresses and things like that from some vintage patterns. But these incredibly super old patterns, I have never cracked into. I have to look, and we can have a conversation. If you know the year of these advanced patterns, let me know. I should have looked that up before I started. Often the patterns would have the date on the back of the pattern, but I'm not seeing it on here. Let's see if this has it. No, it doesn't have it on there. Now I've sewn some really old, I've sewn some advanced patterns for my daughter before. And it's crazy because you can see here, there's no printing on the pattern. None whatsoever. And so they do take a bit of effort. I wouldn't start with this if you're a beginner because you're just going by the shape of the patterns. But I have this amazing collection here that I brought up. This was one lot of advanced patterns that I bought. I have a lot of other individual ones that are sprinkled in. But you guys remember yesterday I shared with you these vintage Vogue reprints that I wanted to sew because I love these super feminine silhouettes. This one too, it's not a vintage pattern, but you'll see as I go through these, this has a lot of that kind of flavor of these older patterns. And of course we know this one, not quite as old, but you know, that's that look. I love that look. I feel like the clothing, the fabric, the dressing up, I don't know. I love that time. I love that time. I love the silhouettes. And so I thought today it would be fun to do something a little different and just share this Advance pattern collection with you guys. And you'll see here, I think I know which ones I'm going to pull first to work on, but I want to hear from you guys. Which one of these as we go through did you like? Which ones do you think would be fun for me to try to sew up first? So I'm just going to read off the numbers and you can see the pictures here. Because again, maybe some of you out there are also collectors or into this kind of vintage look. I feel like I could make some great clothes for like costumes and shows with these patterns. But some of these I want to sew them up and see if I can take that silhouette, but use a fabric that makes it look more modern. You know what I mean? And so this first one is Advance 5586. I think at some point I'll do like a more detailed video about vintage patterns and vintage pattern companies and all that kind of stuff. That would be really fun. And I could share some patterns from all the different companies that I have with you guys. But anyway, I mean, look at this. Like, I want to have somewhere to go where I could wear this. But like this dress, you know, if you look at this dress, I would wear that silhouette just as a summer dress. You see what I mean? I love that. But this is Advance 5650. This says it's designed by Rosemary Odell for Anne Blythe and Universal International's Katie. So maybe that was a movie. Featured in Photoplay magazine. That's so cool. Look at the back. So see, the pattern doesn't have any markings on it, but you just go by the shape of the pattern to know. And then some of these are not in my size, and so I would have to grade them up to fit. So that's going to be a whole nother lesson and adventure. I've done some grading up, but always when it had seam allowances and, you know, markings in there and multi-pattern, you know, multi-size patterns, it's very easy to grade up, right? Here it's going to take a little bit more effort on my part to get that right. But here's another one. I mean, again, I would wear the skirt in a heartbeat, you know, in a pretty cotton, or even in like a wax print, an African print in that skirt. Oh my God, that would be beautiful with that wide waistband. Look at that. Look at that waistband. I think it's beautiful. And just so you can see what the back looks like. I mean, that's pretty cute. Look at this one. Look at the pockets on this. But you see that silhouette. Fitted bodice, cinched at the waist, and then a full skirt. I just love that. And look at the pockets here. That was like a pocket style. I have several dresses in here that have that pocket, but this is a really cute ruffle pocket. A little full skirt shirt dress, basically. Look at that. I mean, again, this is wearable for our times. So love that. Love this also. Love that purple one. Look at that. This is Advance 5569. See the back. Very cool, huh? They also always gave very generous hems. A lot of these have 2-inch hems. That was that real kind of very typical of those times. And so that was one thing I had to get used to when I would sew for my daughter. The children's clothing would have these 2- and 3-inch hems. And when I was reading a little bit about the history of patterns, they did that because it was typical to let down hems, especially in children's clothes, so they could wear them longer. Because I'm like, why is there such a huge hem allowance in these things? And so, yeah, here is Advance 5550. I mean, look at the button details on that bodice. I think this is just beautiful. I mean, I love a square neckline so much. But I mean, that would be an interesting thing to try to sew. To get the fit right, you know? Not that it's hard to sew, but to get that to fit on your bodice properly, boy, that would be an interesting challenge. This says that this was designed by Mary Kay Dodson for Jan Sterling and Paramount's United States Mail, featured in Photoplay magazine. So again, this must have been, oh, now I have to dig into this because I feel like maybe that was a movie. I mean, here, you know, look at that retro sleeve action. Squared, kind of squared off, but sweetheart neckline. I mean, that would be just cute as a top. But look at that. You know, I wouldn't do that whole apron thing there. But that could be really kind of fun to try and make. Let me know what you guys think about these as we go along. Have a pen and paper ready so you can write down which ones your favorites are. Again, this is Advance 5551. It looks like I got that in 2 sizes, a 14 and a 20. A 20 back then was a 41-inch hip. Here, look at that. I love a peplum. I mean, I love a peplum. Look at that. So elegant. With a little rose corsage. But again, it's just a shirt dress with more detail, right? Look at that. Has 10 pieces, so again, not complicated sewing, but I feel like the details are so lovely. I just have to spend the time to grade these things up to fit me. So again, this is Advance 5499. Here's another one, Advance 5048. Look at the tiers on that. I mean, this would just be a beautiful, just again in a cotton, but you know, make it shorter, make it more wearable, like maybe stop here at the second tier. And that would be a lovely summer dress. Look at that. Or just still do the 3 tiers, but just make each tier shorter so that it's not like a gown length. I love that. I really love that. And then it actually has the pattern piece for the stole. Look at that. Beautiful. Again, I haven't worn long gloves since my cotillion. Look at that. 5048. Next up, we have Advance. And I should tell you, like all these ones that I just went over, they were either 35 or 25 cents. This one here, you know, when they were originally sold. This one here, Advance 4874. I mean, this is a beautiful summer dress. I love that. And I'm okay with a little bolero. I don't know if I would wear them together. I used to wear boleros all the time. But that's just a great sundress. And then this version here with this extra little cummerband attached. This one here with a little cummerband attached. And then here it looks like you're making like a little self belt. Yep, it has what you need to make a belt, I think. Yep, the belt pieces are on there. So how cute is that? And the cummerband. I'm going to put that one aside for sure. I like that one. I still want to hear what you guys think, but I hadn't intended to put that one aside. But now that I look at the dress by itself, I'm definitely going to put that aside. Look at the details on this. Look at this top. Cute. Look at all this. Look at all that. Just gorgeous. She looks very French. This one here says designed by Bill Thomas for Alexis Smith in Universal International's Undercover Girl. I gotta go look up all these things to see, were they movies? Do you guys know, were these movies? That's the one thing I have to say. A lot of these vintage patterns, even in the children's clothes, they always put the buttons in the back. And I always wondered, but again, in my research, I think because a lot of times these people had other people helping them get dressed. You know, if you dressed up for a formal event, often you would have, you know, some helper or your husband or somebody like buttoning you up and unbuttoning you. I can't stand stuff like that buttons in the back, because like I'm getting myself dressed. So this is one that I would have to modify if I tried to make that top, because I do love that top, but I would have to have buttons in the front. I mean, buttons straight down the back make no sense in modern life. But it's a beautiful top, I think. Yeah, so this is Advance 5702. And look at this with the little, is that a skirt overlay? But this, I mean, I love this in linen. Those pockets. I love that. I even like this sleeve length with the little flip up cuffs. Okay, let's look at the back to see what we're dealing with here. Yeah. I don't know if that's attached or not. I would have to look into that. That might be attached. But anyway, love this. Like I would wear that. And I would wear that with that bodice with those sleeves as well. Just pretty. Okay. Next again, I'm going to put this aside as soon as I see it. Look at this dress. I mean, that would just be a beautiful summer dress in a lovely cotton. I love these kind of squared necklines. The little pleating, I don't know if I would do pleating. I might modify that to just gather it at the waist instead of pleats. Pleats aren't always that flattering on me, you know, with me being a little hippie and a little round derriere. I find that gathers work much better than pleats for me. But yeah, 18 pattern pieces. I like this. I'm going to put this because I love this bodice. I love that. I'm going to put that aside too, because that again could be an easy one to do the modifications and grading for. This is cute. I mean, not on the must make list, but certainly interesting. This is one that just, it looks a little costumey though. This, I don't know. This would be a beautiful red holiday dress, to be quite frank. You know, if you had somewhere to go to wear a long gown, that would be beautiful too. That would be a beautiful modern wedding dress as well, I think. But this, you know, no. Not loving that, but very interesting nonetheless. This is Advance 5683. Next up, see, this is what these pockets. I love these pockets. I made a vintage pattern when my daughter was little, and the skirt had these kind of pockets on it. These like oversized flat pockets. So adorable. She used to always put, when we were going walks, she'd put rocks in her pocket all the time. So she had to have pockets on everything. She was always picking up rocks. And my son used to do rocks, and then when we lived in Germany, he would collect chestnuts. He had this bowl that we kept in our house in Germany. And every time we came back from a walk, he would empty his pockets so that I wouldn't have to wash chestnuts. But we couldn't get rid of the chestnuts. And we had that bowl of chestnuts the whole time while we lived there. Yeah, they're always collecting something. But anyway, I love this. I would make this just as a skirt. You know, the top would be okay. Again, I feel like that's too low cut, and I don't know if I would want to wear the blouse underneath. I would make and wear that blouse by itself. I would probably make the collar more pointy instead of rounded so it doesn't look so juvenile. But I love that, both of the sleeves. Oh, yeah. See, you can do just the top. So that would be actually super cute. That'd be super cute. And if I made it as a dress, I would definitely have to modify the neckline some. Or just cut that off and make that as a skirt would be great too. And then just have the top and the skirt. Again, Advance 5266. Next, I love this. Look at that. That would be such a great blouse, but that's also just a pretty dress. This is Advance 4877. Love, love, love. That could be a very interesting one to sew. This is like off the TV show Mad Men or something, right? I never even watched that show, but I remember from, oh, look at the line drawing. Look at that. That could be a beautiful dress to sew. Oh, I love that. I love that. This is Advance 4877. I'm going to put that aside. That could be a oh my gosh, look at this. And see, I didn't even notice this. My pile of puts aside is growing, guys. What a fun sundress that would be. With the little flap over here and the ties. I love that. And they always had the little fabric belts, which is so cute. Oh yeah, I love that. This is Advanced 5482. I'm definitely going to put that aside. Here's another great one. I mean, this could be a modern pattern, you know, change the fabric. I love a full circle skirt like that. Does the top come with it or is it a dress? This is a dress. Yeah. I'm going to put this aside too. Look at that. Advance 5509. Oh, my pile of put aside is getting too big now because I love this. I actually love both of those bodices with this detailing here with the border print. That's pretty. And then look at that. Look at that. Ooh, I like that. I like that they show it with the border print across the top. That gives me some ideas. This is Advance 5733. Wow. Here's Advance 5723. Also really cute. Not high on the list though. I love any kind of dress that has this like wider waist, really accentuating the smallest part of your body. Just makes it ultra feminine and pretty. That's cute, but not a must sew right away for me. Again, Advance 5723. Here's another one that is just lovely, but not a high priority for me to sew up. Advance 5255. Let me see the line drawing a little bit. Cute, cute. Here's another one. Though I do love this. I do love this. This is Advance 5561. See the line drawings? Cute, cute. This also, I mean, look at that shaping on there. This is Advance 5175. This would require more effort grading, so I'm not going to put that in the must sew, but I do love that. Very beautiful. Look at that. Here's a fun two-piece Advance 5540. That's an elegant looking suit. That's a lovely looking suit. Really like that. See that? Line drawings. Really cute. I would get that on the list once I mastered the being able to grade that up, because I do love that. I think that would be a sharp looking suit. Here I had Advance 5489. Pretty little dress. I mean, just a pretty little summer dress. Love those big pockets again. I love that most of the dresses have pockets in them. So practical. But the pockets in such a way where it still like keeps the femininity, you know? This is also a really pretty fit. Advance 5113. Very pretty. This is very pretty also. Advance 5679. And then it comes with this little attachable bib, it seems like. So you probably put the buttonholes in here to attach the bib. And in this version, it looks like they wove a ribbon through those buttonholes. So that's interesting. You could certainly sew that and just not do the buttonholes, right? That's a lovely structure. That's a lovely design, I think. I like that. Look at this, is saucy. I have this in 2 sizes also. Look at how saucy that is. Look at that neckline. Look at that neckline. This blue, look at that. That is sassy. And then she has a choker on. This is Advance 5634. That is lovely. Yeah. Very cute. And like I said, I have that in 2 sizes. And see, that's the thing, the envelopes start to tear apart. These were actually in pretty good shape. I mean, you think about how old these patterns are. They're definitely holding up well. And then let me do the last pile. Look at. Advance 5710. Look at that jacket. That is cute. What a fit. What a fit. So you have the jacket, and you can do the skirt separately or do it as a dress, it seems. Very nice. They give you 1/2 inch seam allowances on here. I didn't mention that. There's a lot of interesting details. You know, a lot of fabric used to be 35 inches back then. So look at, it's giving you the yardage so look at, it's giving you the yardage requirements for 35 inch, 39 inch, 42 inch. Yeah, those 3 lengths of material. I mean, those 3 widths of material. So I guess that was the typical 35, 39, and 42 inch wide fabric. Interesting. Very interesting. This here looks like a dirndl. Like my daughter has a dirndl like this for when she goes to celebrations in Germany. That looks very Germanic, dirndlish. The blouse is cute though. But yeah, and again, that's just a nice full skirt that you could make with any fabric and be cute. The little corsety top, I mean, these corsets are kind of popular right now too. So, I mean, you probably could play around and have fun with that, but that's not something I would make for myself. This here is cute. It says teenage fashion. This is size for young teens. Advance 5741. There's the back. I mean, those are just cute. Those are just cute. Yeah. Next, oh, if I ever go to a fancy party, again, this would be beautiful, huh? Look at that neckline. Look at that neckline. That would be beautiful at a like a masquerade ball or at a New Year's Eve ball. My husband actually just sent me a picture of the 2 of us at a New Year's Eve ball that we went to the year before we moved here, actually. So yeah, what was that? New Year's 2019. I was like, yeah, I haven't dressed up like that in a long time. So anyway, this is Advance 5635. I really love that. I would find a way to make this, you know, more wearable for every day. That would be pretty. Like even if you just did the skirt and did that lace inset like that, that could be pretty. Look at that. Dramatic. This is another pretty one. Advance 5719. Oh, a cute detail there. The little pleating. A waterfall pleating. I mean, they all look very straightforward. They do a lot of fitting directly in the bodice. And so, yeah, could be interesting to try to sew up for sure. Advance 5719. This is very interesting too. I mean, look at the details on this one. This is very interesting too. Look at the details on this one. This color, first of all, is just striking that they chose. But it looks like pom-poms or something on the pockets. Look at the back of the collar and the front. It's pretty. This is Advance 5638. And then here are the line drawings. Yeah. This also, I mean, look at the pockets, y'all. Look at the pockets. This is Advance 5390. Again, this is one that I would easily just make as a skirt, just to have those pockets. Very, very cute. I like the way it looks from the back too. So again, Advance 5390. This I love because, again, I love a peplum. I mean, I wore something like this in the 90s. I had a hot pink peplum top and skirt. Looked very similar to this. I remember I wore it to Youth Day one year to church. I love that thing. I think it was silk. Oh my gosh. I used to rock a peplum. But I mean, just making this as a blouse. Look at that. Look at that green. I think that is lovely. And so you see here it's made as a top and a skirt. And I'm going to put this on the side. This is Advance 5548. And then here, look at this top. This would be very interesting to try to make. Well, again, I've made things kind of similar to this actually back in the 90s. But for me to take this and grade this up to fit me, because this is a size 14, which has a 32-inch bust. I do not have a 32-inch bust. So this is Advance 5704. And it's just for the top, it seems, not for the skirt. So it's just for the blouse, I think. Yeah, this is just for the blouse. It's beautiful. I'm gonna put that aside. This here is basically like a big muumuu that's just cinched in at the waist. Look at that. The colors that they used are both just gorgeous. This is Advance 5600. Yeah, and it's basically big rectangles with openings and pockets, and then you're belting it. So that's very straightforward. Look at that. I mean, I mean, they make this muumuu look really good, right? Advance 5600. I mean, she has her hat on and everything with the muumuu. It's beautiful. And then this here, I mean, look at the pleating detail on that top. And again, the skirt. I mean, this whole thing is just a vibe. This is a vibe. In red linen, oh my goodness, that's a vibe. This is Advance 5391. And I mean, look at that. Only 10 pieces. I mean, I can look at these and already see how they need to go together. It's just a matter of grading them up to fit me. Because again, this is a size 16, which has a bust of 34 inches and hips of 37. So I would have to size that up a bit. Yeah. And then the final one I will show you. I mean, I think this without the pockets, or even with the pockets, but without the pockets, I feel like that would be a beautiful wool coat, like a dressy wool coat. Kind of reminds me of the Vintage Vogue reprint that I got. But this is Advance 5610. I will wear all of this. I would wear all of this. There we go. Yeah. Super cute. I'm going to put that aside too. So this is my pile that I will pick from for sure to sew. But like I said at the beginning of the video, I do want to hear from you guys. Which one was your favorite? Which ones do you think that I should attempt to make? Which one are you interested in seeing me make up? Help me decide. Okay, well, that is it for tonight. I'm very tired. I actually had something totally different planned, but I just could not bring myself to do the final editing on that. I'm not going to edit this one much. I may not edit it at all. You might hear my mistakes in this one. And so anyway, guys, I thank you for joining me. Let me know in the comments also, like, you know, what did you think about this Advent collection? I'd love to hear from you guys if you're also vintage pattern collectors. If you want to try some vintage patterns, if you're interested in me sharing more content about my vintage pattern collection and just sewing with them in general, let me know, because I am working on scheduling out a little bit better my plans for what I'm going to bring to the channel in 2022. So I invite you guys to share your input about this specific topic in the comments below, okay? So again, I thank you for joining me for Vlogmas Day 23, and I will see you back here tomorrow for the final day of Vlogmas, the year 2021, Vlogmas Day 24, okay? All right, guys, take care. See you soon. Bye now.